Do not trade crypto this week until you watch this video. Not only because we have an extremely complicated market structure, but also we have a very, very, very important week ahead. We have CPI, we have PPI, we have retail sales, we have all this stuff that's coming, plus the S&P 500, 10% of the companies in the S&P are reporting earnings. So there's a bunch of things happening, and I want to guide you through on what I see and what I believe is going to happen. It is twofold. It is not just as clear, so please stick around till the end. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏. I do these every single day. It's a 5 to 10 minute show about the market, about how I trade the market. Been here since 2016. If you like that, subscribe to the channel and join in on the community, where I, for example, posted the reason why this community exists. Is literally, it's not a crypto community. It's basically a free channel where I share my thoughts. Obviously, nothing is financial advice, but you have to click, if you're watching on the phone, you have to click more, and then you have to click in the description to the link to join. But the reason why this is good is because I can share my thoughts here even if I can't come here on YouTube. So here, for example, I said yesterday, straight closed again, US bond bending around, rejection happening, full force lower. And I posted this chart about, last week. I posted this chart, which basically is what is happening here. Now, it took so much longer than I expected, but the rejection seemingly is happening. So why is it not that simple? Let's talk about the facts, right? So if I look at the daily chart, I always start my analysis from the daily chart. If you have not been here, I'm just gonna give you a short update because I've been talking about this step by step every single time when that happened. But there is a close below on the daily level. That means this level is a strong level up here at around 2.29 trillion in total market cap. And then every time markets retrace 50%. So if I looked at this 50% retrace, which means it broke below, closed below, retraced 50%, we should be rejecting from this region. This is the whole ethos. If you doubt this, just look back on the previous videos. This exact same scenario happened here, exact same scenario happened here. So if you don't believe me, just look back on the videos. Proof is in the pudding. So that's number one. Second, once we understand that, we need to see a rejection happen, right? So now we had a rejection from a very, very big supply zone up here with 3 consecutive candles on the 4-hour, but also a major order block on the daily because this was the last bullish candle before the actual crash. And that level got broken not only on the 4-hour, but also on the hourly, making this a strong market structure shift, both on the 3-minute, both on the 4-hour and on the 1-hour chart. Now on the 4-hour, it's not a very strong one because there is no close above the previous level. You should have like a close above here, right? But there is no close. There's 3 consecutive though, massive liquidation week. I mean, this is as good as it gets, okay? On the hourly, it's a clear market structure shift where you have a close below the previous low, close above the previous high, right? And then a close below that demand zone. So it was the Iran screwing around kind of thing when this happened, but it's clear that there is a close below here and there is a V-shaped recovery here. So this level at around 2.2 trillion, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin in a second as well, but you have to understand the total market cap, is a very strong level, okay? Now that we established that, all I needed to see is a retrace into this order block, into this supply zone that created the new low down here at around 2.11 trillion. That just happened on Friday. And I believed that what we're gonna see is we have to see a market structure shift, right? And so the market structure shift on the 15-minute was down here. This happened here and then a retrace and then from there a rejection. So now I'm just looking for an hourly rejection, and the hourly rejection should be happening because there is no close above here, right? So it should be happening from this level at 2.13. Now here is the reason why. So this is all the others. So we had a daily retrace to the higher time frame equilibrium up above the 50%. Then we had a fake out rejection here, which V-shaped recovery, then still rejecting, meaning there is a massive supply up here. Then from there on, there is a supply zone created that got retested, 15-minute market structure shift, retrace, accumulation, manipulation, and then an initiation to continue lower. That's what's happening. Why is it not so clear? If I explain it so clearly, it's not so clear because if you look at this, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, for example, you see that on the lower time frame, it came back almost all the way up here, but it created something I call relative equal highs. These two levels are almost identical, right? So if I look at this, I'll look at it up here. It says the age letter here, you see, that's gonna be the high. So I just pull it on the candle and I see 64,704. And I look here, 64,699. So there's like a $5 difference between these two levels. And notably, the right candle, the later created candle, is actually lower. That means that the liquidity that was all the way up here, still within this higher time frame zone, right? It did not get taken, and that can be an issue. Okay, the same thing goes for ETH. The ETH looks actually a little bit different. ETH actually liquidated. This up here, so it looks much better. This is why I'm actually short ETH. It's accumulation, manipulation, distribution down to the downside. ETH is looking as a much better short than Bitcoin at this stage. But ultimately, this is how it's looking. So if I'm not that convinced, if I'm explaining this so nicely, why is it not as simple? It's not as simple for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is because there is massive liquidity building up here. There is like a bunch of liquidity that is lining up here. As I just said, you know, relative equal highs, and then you have a trend line liquidity that is being formed, and then you have so many other things, right? And so if you look at this, and if you understand the fact that liquidity always wins, you would not be surprised to see something like this, right? As a final blow all the way up here, still coming back to the daily rejection and then rejecting from there. The reason why I don't think it is going to happen is because, or not now, is because this level down here at around $61,000 was not strong enough to close above the previous high. So you look here, this level didn't create a new high. That means this demand zone is weaker than this supply zone. And as we see a rejection from this supply zone, I believe we need to come at least below this demand to then do this. This is a possibility, an unlikely one, but this is a possibility. What I see though is that this liquidity should get taken. So either what happens here, and this is why it's very important to pay attention before you take any trades, either what happens, in my opinion, is that we come up here to this region, to about 63,400, show a 15-minute market structure shift that is extremely worth shorting, which I'm going to do. Stop loss is going to be up here. I'm going to let you know in the community. And then go down from there and then take this level, we reevaluate, or take the 61 and then confirm that we're going down all the way to sub 57. Or, so this is one scenario, which is the most likely scenario in my opinion. We have a push, a little bit push, 63.7, around 63.7 and 64.3. Somewhere here, show a 15-minute market structure shift to lower low, rejection from there, and go lower. Now, there are a lot of catalysts for that to happen. The other scenario is that the numbers this week are extremely good, extremely strong, weaker inflation, you know, more reason for the Fed to not be that hawkish. Like, there's so many things that could happen that actually just sends and takes this liquidity. If this happens, I have to get long, because unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, but if we, oh no, not now, sorry, this here, up here at 65,600. So if this happens, I'm still gonna look for a short, but if it actually is strong enough to take this high up here at 65,633, which on the daily as well, a very, very strong order block, then I'm going to get into a long position. Otherwise, I'm just looking for shorts, nothing else. TLDR, we are in a very, very strong rejection zone, multiple supply zones at this level. I see a lot of people already are calling for the bottom. Those are the same people that called for, you know, the bottom when Bitcoin was at 105 and 110, and all these people are trying to FOMO you in and say, like, you're gonna get late. And, you know, if you look at this, if you followed along, I sold on October 18th, brother. October 18th, up here. So even if Bitcoin goes back to the daily high, I'm still buying back at 30% discount, okay? So I'm not gonna be late from anything than the people who bought here and here and here and here and here and here, and they do the same thing and tell you the bottom is in, okay? No one actually knows if the bottom is in. The bottom might be in, but we need to see a daily close above. That is not there. TLDR, I believe that we're going to have a little bit of a push here. We're going to show a market structure shift. We're going to reject from this level. We're going to go lower. First target is going to be 62,500. Second target is 61,500. And then from there on, all the way down to 57,800. We'll see where it takes us. I am short Ethereum. I share this post. I share this chart in the community. This is my big, one of my bigger shorts on my funded account. and I'm also short Bitcoin on 𝗕𝗅𝗙. If you guys want to sign up to 𝗕𝗅𝗙, we're gonna have a massive promotion going to token. That means if you want to come to Singapore with us, all expenses paid, trading seminar with me, go-karting, all that stuff, plus conference ticket, plus after party VIP tickets on token. It's gonna be an absolute blast. All you need to do is to sign up using my link in the description to 𝗕𝗅𝗙, which is a non-KYC available exchange worldwide, registered in Singapore. They are our partners here on the channel. Sign up, start trading, and I'm gonna let you know about the volume requirements and all that stuff, but it is coming out in the next 2 weeks. You can front run that if you want to. Guys, truly appreciate you. Pay attention this week, join in the community. If you're on phone, click more, join in the Telegram. That's the way you can find the 𝗕𝗅𝗙 link as well. And if you're on computer, you just scroll down and you see in the description. Truly appreciate you. I'll see you next one. Take care.